What's up, guys? Intellitech Studios here. Fill my eyes with that double vision. But yeah, today's video, as popular requested a couple times by Rick Hoover, and I subsequently injected all the suggestions from last night's stream into a poll, and this overwhelmingly won in a blowout, which I wasn't really expecting. For the longest time, you guys have been recommending that I do a video on my Dirt Devil Eye, and that will come, but strangely enough, this time the MVP won, even though I dug out the Dirt Devil Eye in anticipation of it getting some suggestions. Uh, but that'll be the next Dirt Devil, of course. But yeah, so this is the Dirt Devil Ultra MVP, and as you can see, I've got two of them. Now, this is the one I got first, and for the record, I have not turned these on literally since I last did a video on these, which I believe was a vacuum saved. I don't think I've done a living room vacuuming video on this machine, although I actually forgot to check. So who knows, maybe I already did. But regardless, there will be some videos on these machines more, just like with all the vacuums I do. There will usually be a living room vacuuming demo, then a review, and sometimes I'm probably going to start doing like separate overview videos as well. But I struggle to like properly differentiate overviews from reviews, and they end up just getting blended together, and the review ends up being an hour long, and I'm not really sure how to address that. I tend to ramble and then not shut up. But anyways, as I do exactly that, 2 minutes in, here's the first Dirt Devil MVP. If I remember correctly, I believe I got this on Facebook Marketplace a few years ago from an elderly woman who also had a Eureka Boss Superlight, and I think she sold them because I forgot exactly what the context was. I don't remember her saying that she upgraded. I think she was moving to an assisted living facility by suggestion of one of her grandkids, and she agreed and decided to start selling off some things that she knew she wasn't going to take with her. And the vacuums make sense, because usually when you're in a facility like that, at least in the case of my grandma, whenever she was still around, the facility took care of some cleaning once in a while, although she did have a cordless Hoover Links to kind of keep up on it, which I now have. Not the point. So this Ultra MVP, or these I should say, this first one came from that, and funnily enough, I have two Boss Superlights as well, so I don't remember which Superlight I got with this, but I got two of each machine. And yeah, so this one is pretty obvious where I got it. I got it from Habitat for Humanity Restore, and my local Habitat for Humanity Restore, unfortunately, is now closed, as it has been for a while, and that really is a shame, because there's a lot of machines that I got from there. Now, obviously, I don't need two of these, so eventually I'm going to refurb both of these, and one of them will eventually, more than likely, go on eBay, unless, of course, someone calls dibs on it before then, and I sell to them on Marketplace. So, but for now, I haven't messed with either of these yet. But this one is the first one, and I'm trying to remember what all it needs. If I look at the back of it, this one's probably the one I'm going to sell, because this part of this wand holder is chipped off. So that's where the wand would go, of course, because it's on this one. And then this, I think, is where the crevice tool would go, I presume. And then it also does not have the right brush. This is a brush for what looks to be a Hoover Elite, possibly a wind tunnel. I think it's an Elite because the neck's a bit longer, but it does fit, so that works. And that is what it came with, so yeah. And it also, much like the Power Glide and a lot of Oryx, has an extra belt storage. Now, I don't know. It's weird because it's set, okay, what is this? Belt style 6. I don't know if I have any style 6 belts. So hopefully this belt isn't dry rotted, because if I remember correctly, I think the belt broke in it, but I can't remember. But yeah, so we got the cord hooks. No proper carrying handle on this machine, which is kind of strange. I guess I mentioned the overview thing, but I guess there's some of that in here too, as I'm kind of rediscover this machine after having not touched it for years, literal years. So, missing the triangle thing, but this one's got it. And I know this one I changed the bag in. So this one's got a Dirt Devil style U bag in it, which is the closest thing to a bag you can still get for these, although there is some dust on the bag, so I'm not really sure how effective this actually is. I did vacuum off this filter before we started because there is a lot of coarse debris on that filter, so I vacuumed that off with the V8. But yeah, and it looks like the filter in here is a little worn. I'm not really sure if that's even the right filter, but regardless, that's that. So we'll go ahead and put the bag door back on. This was obviously Dirt Devil's answer to, although for the record I don't remember which one came first, but this is obviously Dirt Devil's answer to the Eureka Excalibur, which I do also have, and that machine somehow feels even more brittle than this does. So this one has a weird issue where like these two pieces are not lined up correctly. I'm not sure if that's because of the hood or if that's because of the base, but since I have this other one, at some point I'll... Actually, this one's starting to split too, so maybe that's just what they do. But I might mess with that and see if I can address that. But this one's actually got this big thing. Abyssal eventually copied this, the Power Groom bagless, that you can still buy at Big Lots. It comes with one of these. Although someone told me that's apparently going to be discontinued now. I'm not really sure about that. But okay, I don't know if I'm doing this right. Or is it going like that? No? It goes in some way. Okay. Maybe I now know why this tool was discontinued, because it's kind of awkward trying to get that off there. This one I paid a handsome $15 for. And I think I bought this specifically... Oh wow, this thing is nasty. It's got some remnants of some liquid on it. But this one's got the wand. It's got the combination tool. And it's got the crevice tools. This one has all the attachments. No belt though, so hopefully this one doesn't need it. I am going to run both of these, assuming they run. I don't know if I've ever ran this. Well, I probably did a vacuum saved on it at some point. And I know the bag on... Yeah, this one actually has well, I guess they're both... Oh no, the other one's not a genuine bag. This one's a genuine bag. And again, this one has some debris on that filter. So... not ideal, but should be okay. So we'll run this one first since it's plugged in. Again, I think this one needs a belt, but thankfully there is one right here. Can you still get Style 6 belts for these? Probably not, so I'll have to figure out an alternative. I wonder if the belts from the liftoff would work, like from the Abyssal liftoff, but I don't think you can get those either. Yeah. Yeah, that belt is definitely not attached, so I'm gonna have to mess with that later and put that belt on. So let's try, so I'm gonna clean out that filter first and then we'll try this one. God, so this crevice tool would not come out of this, like just at all, like it was so stuck. Which makes no sense because this looks like the one it would have came with. In fact, has this thing ever been used? It's like perfect. There's like no scratches on it anywhere. That's insane. I think whoever had this never used the crevice tool. So that's kind of interesting. There's just a couple scratches on it from presumably it being in that slot. So I'm not really sure why this thing like doesn't want, I don't know if it's just because of the cord maybe, but it just like doesn't want to fit in there. I'm not sure if that's even the right spot for it. Well, no, it has to be, because where else would it go other than right there? I don't know. I'm not really, I feel like this is like too far inwards. Because like that's already like won't go in any further pretty much. I don't know. It's kind of strange. But regardless, we'll go ahead and clean this out. So now we'll clean out the Dirt Devil with the Dirt Devil. The wind down on that's pretty intense. So this thing is awkward, like being stuck with this whole wand, because of course this part doesn't actually come off. So, but that's kind of a, see, and now this brand new crevice tool is all dirty now. Isn't that great? So we'll put that up there. Again, we just got all this dust. All that dust. Definitely needs a good wash. But oh, this filter's in much better shape. You can definitely see the dust on it where it like perfectly imprinted into the filter. But yeah. So there we go. So that's at least, you know, that's at least acceptable. This bag's got a little bit of space in it. Should be good enough for now. Of course, gunk always gets stuck up here. And yeah. So, and again, we got that weird filter down there. So we'll put this back on. Again, I don't like these weird like bag dock systems. It kind of reminds me of, even though this machine came way first, it kind of reminds me of the T-Series Tempo that recently got discontinued a couple years ago, where it had that bag dock that attached to the bag door in a very similar vein. And yeah, and I always removed it because it just had a more simple bag mount. This is a bit more complicated from what I can tell. But yeah, now the question is does this actually have a belt on it? Okay, it appears to, because I feel some kind of tension. Got a little bit of squeaky bearings from that brush roll, but still seems to be okay. No extra charge for the cobwebs. So this one might actually accomplish something carpet-wise, and it's on the bare floor mode, which I'm not sure if that actually does anything or not. Wait, this is a separate motor in here, isn't it? No, it can't be. So, like, why is that a stop brush then? Because I don't think that actually stops the brush. Maybe it does. Well, it feels the same to me. It's got a, what, 4-position switch? Alright, so let's try this one now. And we'll pop the cable off, because this one I'm a bit more confident in. Oh, please don't break this stupid cord hook. It doesn't want to swivel down. It's got that weird cap right there where you can take that off for some reason. And that definitely needs some Oh, see, now it's really loose. Maybe I just broke it. Who knows? There's no screw in there. I thought there'd be a screw in there. No? Not quite? Okay. So now we're going to unplug this one. Make sure this one's off, which it is. And with different plugs. So this one's got, come on, focus. This one's got like a longer type plug. And this one's got like a more common, like more squarular type plug. Not sure if that's relevant at all. This one appears to be a bit newer because the prongs are actual metal. Whereas these, well, I mean, these are still metal, but they're like a more, like, kind of coppery kind of design. I don't know if that matters at all. If there's any real difference. As I plug this in without shocking myself, I'm sure Technology Connections would cringe watching me plug this in. But that's okay, because he doesn't know I exist. Alright. Let's see if this thing explodes. Well, this one definitely sounds like a lawnmower. Okay, I feel a little bit of, I don't know if you hear that. Definitely some play in there. Yeah. Some up and down movement. Not on this side, mainly on this side. So if I could brace that with something, that'd make that better. Both of these brush rolls, like the actual bristles themselves on both of these, are in excellent condition, surprisingly. Like there's no hair or anything really wrapped up in them. I don't know what that clicking noise is. I think, is this held in with screws? For some reason I thought the top came off on this unit. But it doesn't appear. Whoa, I just heard a crunching sound. I feel a seam right there, almost like that part's open. So this one, no headlights work. And it's got that thing. It's the stop brush, which I don't think that actually does anything. But well, here, let's actually see, because I'm sure someone's going to want to see if that works. So let's see if this stop brush works. It does. Well, it does, but it just makes a burning smell. So probably not good for it. Why does it feel like this position? Oh, I'm not even. Camera's not even on it. Why does it feel like this position doesn't click into place? Like that clicks. Oh no, okay, now it kind of clicks, but it just slides this way, and then that locks in. That locks in comfortably. I don't know. Interesting. So both of these need a little bit of work for sure. But they're both, more than capable. If I could fix the play on this, it'd be decent. And then also it feels like this one runs quieter. Or maybe it just sounded like that because the brush roll was so loud and it was taking up all the noise. But it felt like the motor on this was quieter. Let me put it back on the bare floor mode and see. It almost sounds clogged. Is it clogged? Like, it sounds like it's straining. Interesting. So both of these need a little bit of TLC, which we'll of course see in some other videos. But yeah, for now I think that's good. But there will be some more videos on these soon. I'm not sure if I'm actually gonna film the repair of these. I don't know. What do you guys think? If I should or not, because I might just start messing around with parts and switching bases over and stuff like that, and seeing how much of an effect that has. Because, jeez, tired. Because I want to try. Because this one seems like, I mean, both of these seem pretty straightforward. I mean, that one just needs a belt, and then this one just needs. Obviously, they both need cleaning, like a full, like, strip down and wash out. But beyond that, I mean, functionality-wise, that one just needs a belt, and this one just needs the brush roll shimmed in some fashion, mostly on this side. Because I don't think it's the brush roll. Hopefully it's not the brush roll, because I don't think you can get brush rolls for these anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, so 2 Dirt Devil Ultra MVPs looked at for the first time in a number of years, and they're not bad. I know I paid $15 for this one, and then that other one I probably paid, what did I pay, like $20 probably? I'm not sure. But either way, this was Intellitech Studios signing out. So let me know what you want to see next with these machines and other machines. And yeah, have a good one. Peace.